Hey everybody out there, my name is Dragnix, and a vlog video for me in terms of just talking about the channel a little bit, and particularly talking about the future of the channel and some changes that I'm gonna make. Don't worry, the channel is gonna be what it has been for a while now. I'm just gonna change up the format on certain things a little bit. So first of all, I want to thank you guys again for watching the videos, for giving your opinions, leaving comments, and everything like that. It does help. I am trying to make a living off of this, so the fact of the matter is that you guys watching means the fact that I can do more of this and do content like this in the future. So again, I thank you guys for that. Now, going into the future, I think part of the thing that is sort of spawning this is that, I am trying to grow the channel. I really am. I've always had a problem with the PR portion. People who have seen this from the start have probably noticed that. I get a good amount of comments at times saying you should have more subs, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for I focused on the content of the channel. I've always have, and the fact of the matter is that I've always put PR second. I've got to put a little bit more effort into PR. I know that. Done randomly on Twitter sort of put it distinctly for me, and sort of opened my eyes in terms of I got to make more of an effort, because the fact of the matter is that if more people are watching videos and seeing the games in question, that's more publicity for the good games on the channel, as well as better things for the channel as a whole. Now, don't get me wrong, the focus on the channel will always be the videos. Videos will take precedent over everything else, but I have to address the PR thing. So one of the things that I am going to do is that I'm going to make some changes to my video schedule. Now, you've always seen videos on Mondays through Fridays on this channel, and they're always usually first impressions or let's tries, and that won't change. That's not going to change at all. Mondays through Fridays, the videos that you expect to see are first impressions and let's tries. In those days where there isn't really a video that I can really make of a new title that I feel comfortable with or feel like there is an actual draw to, I'll probably do a rant or a game design video in question, but Mondays and Fridays, the channel won't change. Now, what will change is the Saturday and Sunday. Now, I've been making Saturday and Sunday content here, and I feel like Sundays in particular have always been a weekday for me, in terms of not like a weekday Monday through Friday, but more so a day that I'm always struggling to find something. Saturday and Sunday videos, in terms of there are no new releases on Saturday and Sunday. There are hardly any releases. Even Mondays, there's barely any releases most of the time. So it's always a different type of video, whether it be a video of a game that's already come out, that's already gotten coverage, or a game maybe like a free-to-play game. Now, Saturdays, I still plan on doing content on. Sundays, I think, are where I may refocus my efforts on. In particular, the weekends in general, I want to focus on more maybe edited content and more specific content, but in terms of a regular basis, I don't think Saturday and Sunday are going to work. I'd rather you take that attention and focus on the first impressions and let's tries, as well as everything else on the channel at this point. So definitely Sundays you probably won't be seeing anything. Saturdays will probably be more likely, but keep that in mind, where I'm wanting to focus on the actual content of the videos in question and sort of the public relations portion of it. I know that may be hard for some people to hear, but I think it's going to be for the good of the channel at this point, so keep that in mind. Now, I'm also working at TechRaptor. People should know this. I am wanting to make 2 videos over there a week to try to grow that side. I mean, it's been fun to work there. It's been fun to work with my coworkers there, and I do want to grow that portion. I do see one sort of feeding off the other at this point. People going to see TechRaptor, vice versa, and so I do want to continue that. Those will be, again, more edited content most of the time, first impressions, things like that. So I do want to put some focus on that so that both sides are happy. I do write articles for them every now and again. The video on the rant this week was spawned from a news article that I wrote regarding the whole Capcom situation, which Capcom has finally responded. I will put that out there, but it is a response that I am not happy with. Let's just put it that way. I'm still working on that article in question. So it's actually really interesting to sort of try to come from the news angle on it and try to get responses from things, because it's partly why I like indies so much, I guess, because indies do respond in a reasonable amount of time most of the time. I mean, and that's the thing. Indies, I would think, would be a little bit more harder to get at times because, I mean, they're so busy. You have such a limited staff, but they seem to really have a personal connection most of the time. With the bigger companies, like, you know, people who have seen the Nintendo video over at Tech Raptor regarding Mario Kart 8, you know, they've seen the cases that I filed regarding the whole fair use portion that have not been responded for 4 months now, which is sort of ridiculous. A lot of the big companies don't really care, and that's sad. That's really sad, especially for the gaming community as a whole, because I think, you know, there are some troubled times right now. I mean, gamers are getting a lot more smarter with their consumer dollars, and, well, you know, people are not realizing that. Now, other things about the channel that I wanted to note, people are probably wondering about the art that I was talking about a while back, and I am sort of too. The person in question I haven't heard back from, which is a little bit concerning. Now, the person is a student in school right now, and this is finals time, so I can understand it. I mean, I know that when it was finals down at U of I, it was insane in terms of, like, anything was thrown out the window. I had to study. So I can understand that. I do wish she would respond to an email saying, hey, yeah, I'm studying, but I am still looking for that. I will have a cutout date in terms of, okay, if she hasn't responded by this date, I need to move on at this point. So I'm also still following up on the giveaway. I'm about halfway through. I thought it would be easier to find people at times. At times I'm waiting for people to get on Steam in order to talk to them, and it just, sometimes the time difference or, you know, whatever the case is, just doesn't work. And so I'm still following up on that, so don't worry about that. One thing I still want to note at this point is the fact that regardless of what has happened so far on the channel, I've noted myself having a confidence boost in terms of just my personality in general. I feel more talkative, more willing to expose the channel, willing to show things in terms of who I am and what I'm talking about, more confident, not necessarily arrogant. I'm always, you know, willing to listen and willing to, you know, understand that I may have made a mistake or two, but I definitely feel like regardless of whether or not this becomes a full career or not, that this has helped me grow as a person, and I think that in the end is a really, really important thing. Even if I go back to software engineering, for example, I think this was really good for me because it gives me the confidence that I think I didn't have before necessarily. I had confidence, but, you know, sometimes I didn't have a way in expressing that, or I was a little bit more passive than I was. Now I feel a little bit more active, being a little bit more interactive, still respectful, still, you know, willing to hear people out, but being more of a, I don't want to say aggressor, but more so of a pusher more than anything else. So that's thanks to you guys and your feedback. I mean, the comments always are really, really helpful in terms of good and bad. In particular, when I see somebody say I made a purchase decision based off of this video, I feel fantastic. I feel like, okay, I've done my job as a video creator and a person who's trying to get good games coverage and bad games the same thing, coverage, but, you know, telling people to avoid it. That's the kind of stuff where I'm like, okay, I've done my job. That, you know, a good game has gotten the recognition it needed. When somebody goes and purchases it, that's a sale that may not have been there before, and that's great. That is absolutely wonderful at this point. So again, thank you guys for always commenting when you guys do. I mean, that's awesome. That's really, really awesome. Again, I talked about Tech Raptor stuff. I'm going through my note cards here. What future of the Tech Raptor stuff? Right now, I'm working on a design video for those. For those who are on my channel, you're getting a little preview of what it is right now. It will be on the Crypt of the Necrodancer and design elements regarding that game. The fact of the matter is that I have got 31 hours in Crypt of the Necrodancer, and I haven't done a video on this channel on it. It's one of those games that sort of, you know, digs in, and I wanted to do a formal review on it, but I think everybody said really how well the game has gone in terms of, you know, what its strengths are. But I wanted to look at it at a design perspective, and I thought that was better for Tech Raptor to give sort of a little bit more coverage on that side of it. And again, the article stuff, like I mentioned before, it's really good to have that experience in terms of like working with a developer and everything like that, and understanding where some of the things lie in terms of the industry. I do think I do bring a little bit of a unique perspective on TechRaptor's side because I'm a software engineer, because I've been in development, not in game development, but development in general. So I do think I provide them a service, they provide me a service. It's all good at this point. I've also thought for the future of the channel regarding the weekend videos, it's weird. So taking a look at the analytics on the channel, you take a look to see what you can improve on. And over the last 28 days, we've gotten a good amount of views. But what surprised me was the #1 viewed video was actually a Let's Play video from a while back, one of my Sonic Let's Play videos, which is interesting to say the least. I mean, I'm sitting there going, okay, that's out of nowhere. It's almost got 1,000 views in the last 28 days, and I'm sitting there going, okay, what was so different about that video? Well, it highlighted something. It was a particular moment in a video where I was fed up at that point. I feel like I can do highlight videos on gameplay. This will never be a Let's Play channel. I don't think that's my strength. I don't think that really works to my advantage. But when I think about it, if I did a highlight video of a playthrough, some of the more entertaining portions of it, I think that could work. So I am playing around with that. I am playing around with the idea of more scripted and edited videos on the weekend, like I mentioned before. So, it is going to be an experiment at this point. There are some games that I'm looking at in terms of what I wanted to start the idea with. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If you have any recommendations or thoughts of games that you would like to see in that format, let me know in the comments below. As always, let me know anything in the comments below. One thing I do want to address, I want to make sure that people understand this, that because I've seen this comment come to me a couple of times, and not just in on online communication, but more so even offline. People seem to think that at times I don't enjoy this. I don't know how to say you're wrong, but you're wrong. The fact of the matter is, yeah, there's frustration at times. There is times where you can tell that I'm just, struggling at times to either understand where a design element on a game happened, or there have been times where I've gone to do a video and I just can't put my thoughts together. That's gonna happen. That happens in almost everything that we do. In software engineering, for example, there are going to be those times where you feel like you're missing that element when you're trying to discover a bug. And the idea is that, well, you're going to have those bad days. You're going to have those bad moments. But I've really enjoyed my time in terms of the portions of it, in terms of, playing the game, editing videos, giving coverage to things, talking to people, talking about games. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Nothing is easy, and when it comes to things like this. However, the fact of the matter is that this has been enjoyable. This has been something that I want to continue doing, and the fact of the matter is that you guys are letting me do that. So once again, thank you for that. And finally, I want to hear you guys. I want to hear exactly what you guys want to see from the channel, and what you guys want more of or less of, or would like to be pointed out to. I do plan on doing some more content that people have recommended to me. I know Captain, always Fluffy Muffin, I believe it is. I'm always getting names mixed up. I wanted to do something with Nuclear Throne with him. He did recommend an early access game I wanted to take a look at. Don Parsons from TechRaptor, thank you always for giving me content to work with in terms of here's an idea that you can work with. That's always helpful. That's always it is a spark at times in terms of just discussing things with people and sort of getting that idea in the back of your head. So again, thanks to everyone there. Other than that, this is another vlog for a Saturday. Don't expect a video tomorrow. Like I said, I want to focus on the content. I have a bunch of content planned for next week. I've already got 3 of the keys in question after reaching out to developers. 2 of them I've already prepared in terms of being ready to record. The way that I do like Let's Tries and in particular is the fact that it, like you can hear here, is that I use note cards and sort of ramble at that point. And I've got enough of a gameplay from both those games that I feel comfortable enough that I could start a recording. The other one I haven't played as much, and I actually rather want to see where it goes, because I've actually enjoyed the stuff that I've played on that one. So, all right, thanks again, guys, and I'll see you later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have a chance, leave some feedback and comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. This is Dragnix signing off, hoping that gaming brings as much fun to you as it does for me.